Hello everybody, Marcianne with Spinnaker here on another Marcianne Monday, and we are here just shortly after sunrise on Hunting Island, South Carolina. Hunting Island is one of the most special places in the world, especially if you are here in the low country. This is kind of our mecca for locals. We take great pride in Hunting Island. It is one of our South Carolina state parks here, and it's one of the most popular state parks in South Carolina. This is a preserved sea island. So what you see is exactly what these sea islands have been through the ages. So the good, the bad, the slightly ugly, but even the ugly is pretty beautiful, as you can see from behind me. Right now, we are on the South Beach area. Now, this island is not huge. If you're looking at it from the Hilton Head Island standpoint, we're just a little blip there. But it is a good day to be here on Hunting Island. You want to take your time here and really experience everything. The cool thing about Hunting Island is this is not an area that has been developed, so it is pristine and natural. One of the other great features here on Hunting Island is that you are kind of seeing nature in progress. What you see behind me is what we call the boneyard that's here on the South Beach. And this is a result of 5 years ago. We just had the anniversary for Hurricane Matthew that washed through our shores. And Hunting Island took a huge impact from Hurricane Matthew. Actually, this park closed for almost a year. And then just as it was open for about a week, Hurricane Irma came through and walloped it again. So this was a double whammy for Hunting Island. So the Hunting Island that we see today is not the Hunting Island from yesterday. But if you're one of the environmentalists out there, if you are like me and you know the changes on our earth is near and dear to your heart, this is an area to come to because this area won't be here for long. And this is an area that's going to tell you the story of sea level rise and kind of what's going on with our oceans. There's natural progressions. Our sea islands are always in flux and change. And this is an amazing area to really see those changes. The trees that are behind me are wonderful. If you're a photographer, this is the place you want to come. Amazing photos. You can't take a bad photo out here in the boneyard. I mean, I do sea turtle patrols out here, so you'll hear me kind of referencing that a lot. And I just hold up my camera and click. Let's get going. Let's explore. Hope you got on your sandals or you're ready to walk in some sand and get a little dirty today. Let's have some fun. Here we are in the Nature Center here on Hunting Island. And this is a place, it's outside of the main park area. So you're gonna continue down on that Hunting Island Drive, and it'll be on your left-hand side. It's kind of tucked back in there. And this is where you would also find that trail to take you to the boneyard on the South Beach area. But we're gonna take you around because I am in my heaven here. There are critters galore, so let's take a look around. Now if you see behind me, they have the local fish here, and everything that's in here is kind of their local species that you would see when you're out and about. And let's go over here. You gotta kind of peek sometimes. They have baby alligators here, which, yay! Chompers and spike. Over here, there's a terrapin and there's another a yellow slider, which if you've been to pretty much anywhere on Hilton Head and you see these yellow belly sliders, those are very common around here. But the terrapins, you'll generally see road signs to watch for the terrapins, and they're a protected critter that we have here. Here on Hunting Island, they have, like I said, those wonderful classes, and these are with the rangers, so they really know their stuff. If you're going to be planning your stay here, you'll want to make sure that you get on their website and find out when those classes are and choose the best one for your age group and your family and your interest. So also, we have some snakes. All the snakes that they have here are friendly snakes. They don't have the venomous snakes here. These are snakes that you would find in our areas, and they're kind of hidden today, so you got to kind of look closely. See, snakes they just want to be our friends. They're not nope ropes. And then over here, there's a little baby turtle in here as well. So they do, you know, when people will find little critters and things, they'll bring them here to the Nature Center and they'll take care of them the best they can and release them out when it's possible. I do also want to point out another snake that we do have in this area, and this is our diamondback. Luckily, this is a friendly diamondback. But you do want to be aware, they do like to go into dunes areas. They're quite frequent in those areas. So if you're hopping between dunes, stay out of the dunes, people. It's not good for the ecosystem, and you might find a friend in there. So if that's not enough to warn you out of those dunes and keep you out of all those sea oats, I don't know what will. So this is their owls display, or their birds display. I love this, that we get a chance to kind of get close to some of these birds that we get asked a lot of questions about. This morning, actually, I was sitting out in the parking lot and I heard a wonderful barred owl that was making a call out there. And I've actually heard them, I think our waterside location, we have a barred owl out there. So you'll hear him over by the Sandy Scoops area. So if you listen closely in the evenings or in the morning, you'll hear him calling. We also have ospreys. And of course, our favorite, the brown pelican down at the end. All of our pelicans are brown pelicans, and they are just a hoot. I love pelicans. They have a great personality. For anyone who likes to fish, this spot is for you. So we are right now on the brand new fishing pier on Hunting Island. The pier actually was kind of like the Blue Water dock. It got knocked out during Matthew. And so it took years of the South Carolina DNR and the state park to really save up. They had to save all their pennies to rebuild this beautiful fishing pier. So it just opened a week ago. And I spoke with the state rangers here, and these are the rules for using this. There's no charge to use it. And also, surprisingly, you do not have to have a South Carolina fishing license to fish on this pier. But it's always a good idea to buy a license, because that funds our programs down here in South Carolina. If you're wanting to bring the kids out and just throw a few lines, this is a wonderful place to go out and fish over into this inlet, the island that's directly across. You'll see some beautiful large homes. That is Fripp Island. And Fripp Island was the home to one of my good friends and a man I love. Pat Conroy lived out there for many years. So lots to see out here on Hunting Island. Let's keep going. Now we've made our way to the visitor center. As you can see, you can have a great seat here when you arrive. Now, the visitor center is different than the nature center. The visitor center is located within the state park. You'll come in through the toll booth and pay your admittance to get into the park, and then it'll be off to your right-hand side. So you kind of want to watch the signs as you're coming in. Don't get too engrossed in all of the beautiful views as you're driving in, and it's really worth the visit here. They just did a major renovation in here. It was completed by 2020, and so not many people have had a chance to see it yet, and it's definitely worth seeing. Come inside and take a look at these beautiful murals on the walls. This is a who's who of our greatest hits of all the critters. We have wonderful videos here that tell the story of Hunting Island. So you've got different films you can select about the bridge. We'll take a look at the bridge in a moment. The ecology, make sure you watch that one. The history, the lighthouse. We're going to go take a look at the lighthouse in just a little bit. And of course, our favorites, the sea turtles. The sea turtle film is not to be missed. Make sure you take a look at that one. But let's continue on and take a look at this mural. This is a bird you're going to see around this time of year, and if you come to Hunting Island, often you'll see them over by the Nature Center, and it's a painted bunting, and if you get a chance to see one, you won't forget it. And if you're taking a look at this picture, we were just out in this area. This is our South Beach area, so you can kind of get an idea of, and it really captures this whole barrenness of the boneyards as you're going through this island. You've got your beautiful terns, cannon jellyfish, shrimp boats, our friends the dolphins. This depicts our sea turtle nests. And if you look at the floor, make sure you take a look at this, you'll see the raccoon tracks. That was definitely done by our Sea Turtle Patrol. That was a request by them because darn those raccoons. So they are depicted as well. And if you look here, you'll see these incredible people in orange shirts. That is our Hunting Island Sea Turtle Patrol. I'm gonna say that this little blonde lady, I can kind of see it. That's kind of what I look like at 6 o'clock in the morning when I'm out here on the beaches. There's our rascal, the raccoon that's depicted. But we also have a beautiful anole, and if you look down here, you've got a diamondback rattlesnake, which they do see quite often around here. And that is a wood stork. Wood stork, they used to be endangered, and they are a great comeback story. They are no longer on the list, and now you can see them quite often. I see them quite often when I'm driving out to Blue Water. They'll be off in the marsh in the distance. You'll see big flocks of them out there. This is the bridge that used to be on the Spans coming out onto Hunting Island. A new bridge has taken its place. It just opened actually this year again, but this kind of depicts the old bridge, and it's kind of a unique bridge As you can see, it's on a turntable. This is just like the one that we have in downtown Beaufort. The Woods Bridge does the same thing, and it operates on this turntable. The newest addition to the visitor center. This depicts the lighthouse. There's a lot of stairs. I think there's like 200 stairs to get to the top of the lighthouse. So for those of us that's a little daunting, or for other reasons we can't make it up there, this is the next best thing. Come on inside. So you will be surrounded and get to participate in climbing those stairs. We just saw this thing operating. You were inside the lighthouse going up. So make sure you come in and take a look at this as well. What a great addition. I'm so excited. This is wonderful. I love when we get to find new things. Here we are in the lagoon. Now, the lagoon area is on the South Beach area when you're inside the park. So when you come in the gate, you take a right and you swing all the way down, and that gets you into the South Beach area. It's a little bit more secluded down here. Not as many people come down this way. A good area if you're gonna do any surfing or anything like that. But right now, we're gonna look here at our lagoon. A lot of famous films have been made here on Hunting Island. One of our favorites is Forrest Gump. If you look at this lagoon area, don't you see a Vietnam?
Move out! Hey! Oh! Step it up! Step it up out there!
The good thing about Vietnam is there was always some place to go.
Fire in the hole!
That occurred right here in the Hunting Island Lagoon area. They put the mountains in with Hollywood magic, but if you look at this grove of palm trees behind me, this is all of that area. So this represented Vietnam. Other films that were shot here, the live action Jungle Book, OBX, the Netflix series.
The Outer Banks, paradise on earth.
That is filmed quite often here. Matter of fact, this area is shut down quite often for their filming. So we're going to be visiting the lighthouse, and you'll see that plays a pinnacle role in season 1. And it's a lot better shape than what they show in OBX, so don't believe that one. Okay, all you fast walkers, you can only go 25 miles per hour on this path. No, that's actually not. Sometimes you see some really cool anomalies here on Hunting Island. You come across little gems like this. It's like, why is there a street sign with a speed limit in the middle of a sand-filled path? If you look down, you will see this used to be a road. People used to live out here on Hunting Island. We had a road. These roads have all been taken over by the ocean now. You're gonna see a lot of where nature's kind of come in and enveloped all of these former man-made areas. Don't be surprised when all of a sudden you're in the middle of a whole road of concrete. No trip to Hunting Island is complete without climbing the 167 steps to get a bird's eye view from atop the historic lighthouse. Now, the lighthouse is open from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Most days, and it is a self-guided tour that goes about every half hour. Now, you're going to want to book this in advance, and we're going to enclose below where you can call to make those reservations. But the tickets are just $2 per person. The current lighthouse that you see today is actually the rebuilt lighthouse from 1875. Now, this new lighthouse was constructed with interchangeable cast iron sections that not only made it really durable during our hurricanes, but it also allows us to dismantle and move the lighthouse whenever needed. Now, this need occurred in 1889. We had extensive beach erosion at that time, and it took about a year. They had to dismantle the lighthouse, and they moved it inland 1.25 miles from its original location. Now, if you stand at the top of the lighthouse today and you look out at our shores, you can see we are not that far from a need of another move. Now, we can all agree that the views atop the lighthouse are spectacular, but the ones inside aren't too shabby either. Now, those spiraling staircases are a photographer's delight, so do not forget to take that in as well. Now, along your journey, you're going to find some informational signs are located on each landing. Not only are those landings welcome rest, but those signs are also a fascinating read. They're really kind to you when you're climbing up the lighthouse. You don't have to take it all in one go. They're nice enough to give you these little information, things that you can pretend that you're not catching your breath in between, so you can kind of learn a few things. I don't know how many of you are familiar with, there was a very big earthquake in Charleston in 1886. The earthquake was actually felt here on Hunting Island, and there were 2 lighthouse keepers that were in the lighthouse when this earthquake, it was a 7.3, and it lasted for 5 minutes. Brett and I were just talking about, can you imagine being on the top of this thing, holding onto the railing for dear life as the earth just moved? It was 9:50 at night, it was dark. I can't even imagine what they had to have been thinking. Once you've come down out of the lighthouse itself, your tour is not yet over. Take an opportunity to walk around the courtyard. There you'll see the footprint of the original lighthouse keeper's home, and you'll also see some photos of that beautiful Victorian building that used to stand there. You'll see in those photos some of the families that had lived there in that home at the Hunting Island Lighthouse. Woohoo! We made it! We are at the top. I am not much of a heights person, so I'm being so brave right now. We are so proud of me.